Hey, so this is new, so if you guys do want coins and want the best players in the game for the cheapest coins on the market, make sure to go to u7buy.com and use the discount code Vizeh for 5% off your total order. If you don't use the discount code, then I will cry. So enjoy the video. FIFA 20, bought it on Nintendo. Now odds are, right, most of you have not even thought about FIFA on Nintendo Switch. I myself have not owned a Nintendo product since the Wii. I had a PSP back in FIFA 08 days, FIFA 09 days. So therefore meaning that I don't really think about, you know, the legacy editions of FIFA 20 which is released on Nintendo or Wii or PSP or whatever that has been in the last few years. And I presume that you're a good percentage of you guys, you're 90-80%, haven't thought about it either, because you may not even own a Nintendo Switch either. But on my channel, I like to do a series about, you know, FIFA but on different games, you know, on different consoles. And this is an official release of a FIFA, apparently. The reason why I say apparently is because you'll see. We thought as normal PS4 and Xbox One consumers of FIFA that we get screwed over, but that's not even the face of it as it comes to Nintendo Switch. The FIFA 20 edition of the Nintendo Switch is the definition of releasing the same game over and over and over again. So if you guys do enjoy, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. We are 7,000 away from 200,000 subscribers, so if you get that, that'd be amazing. But with that said, let's go into FIFA 20, but it's on Nintendo. So what is the FIFA 20 Legacy Edition? This simply is the absolute same game from back in FIFA 19, but with a reskin. And I'm not even joking here. You know what? There actually are things that's missing from FIFA 20 that was missing in FIFA 19. The same issues that was found in FIFA 19, with some issues like you cannot do like first touch dribbling, things like that. That was issue in the first release of FIFA 19 Legacy Edition. Guess what? That's also the same issue in FIFA 20. Therefore, they pretty much copied the same code from back in FIFA 18, or even before that, because they just can't be arsed with it at all. And by the way, do me a favor, go on Google and type up FIFA 20 Nintendo Switch. See how much it costs you, right? According to Nintendo.co.uk, if we go all the way over here, it will cost you £44.99 for the full release of FIFA 20 on the Nintendo Switch. So basically £45, right? So with that said, let's look at some FIFA 20 reviews on the Nintendo. There's honestly no genuine reason I could give you to purchase FIFA 20 on the Nintendo Switch if you already own FIFA 19 on Switch. This is official IGN review of FIFA 20. Literally, I'm really going to go into this a lot here. I don't genuinely share the sentiment of the crowd that labels sports games as the same every year. All the comment section tropes are valid for a series already running in microtransaction debate. The Switch version really doesn't help EA's case in currying gamers' favour by essentially offering nothing but a bare bones roster update for nearly the same price of a full game and microtransaction, if you will. So, for a sample here, what he's on about here is that all the FIFA 20 Legacy Edition is a reskin. And if you're struggling to understand that, let me help you out here. Imagine Fortnite with the same map, but just with a different reskin of the map. So the grass is a bit more greener and the buildings look a bit more different colours and that. Imagine Fortnite map, but the absolute same. And then imagine Epic charging people money for the same map and the same mechanics, but just it looks different. That is essentially what is happening with FIFA 20 on the Nintendo Switch. And you may not care because you don't own it yourself, but guess who plays on Nintendo Switch for FIFA 20 most of the time? And I guarantee you, most of it is kids. Most of it is kids that has Nintendo Switches and, you know, Nintendo DS's and PSPs. Usually it's kids that have these sort of products. Not all the time, of course, but typically it's usually kids and young kids because the parents may not be able to afford an Xbox console or PS4 console. That's how it typically works most of the time. Or at least that was what it was like for me, because my parents couldn't afford to buy me a Xbox 360 back in 2008. So what did it get me? A PSP instead, because it was cheaper. And I love this part of the review that he says, last year I had this to say about FIFA 19's gameplay on Nintendo Switch. And then look, read that. FIFA 19's moment-to-moment gameplay remains disappointingly largely unchanged from last year's underpower outing, still running on EA's Ignite engine, last used on Xbox version of FIFA 16. It simply can't compete with the fluidity of movement and of authentically animated players the Frostbite-powered versions display, blah blah blah. FIFA 19's gameplay on Switch appears to be largely FIFA 19's gameplay on Switch appears to be largely neglected when compared to last year, and especially when compared to its big brother. the FIFA 20 review of FIFA 20. FIFA 20's moment-to-moment gameplay remains disappointingly largely completely unchanged from last year on the pro outing, still winning at EA's blah 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 blah. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Literally, it's the same thing from what they said last year and presumably the year before that. If you feel shortchanged by the fact that all I've done is change a handful of small elements from the original version, mostly to change today, then you know exactly how I felt when playing FIFA 20 Legacy Edition, which I think that's a fantastic way to say it. Now, to be fair to EA, if you can even give them credit for this, is that they do say that Legacy Edition is literally just a kit and squad update, reskin basically, roster update to reflect the latest changes in the world of football. Legacy Editions do not include any new gameplay features or innovations, which I guess you can't say that it's your fault for buying it, I guess, but still, for a multi-billion-dollar company that makes so much money, like, it's ridiculous that you wouldn't think that they could at least add one new thing in the PSP. Like, people are still buying this game for £45. It's not like it's like 20 quid. Is it not possible to charge like £5-10 on the FIFA 19 just to get a different colour of kit? Essentially, all you're doing here is buying an update of kits and transfers and, you know, squad rosters. That's all you're doing. That's literally all you're doing. And they're charging you £45 for it. No one is surprised by this because it's EA. It promises the same gameplay innovation from FIFA 19 without any new development or significant enhancements, as well as no new game modes. In essence, it's a stripped back version of FIFA 20 and indicative of its approach to the series on a Switch. EA still has a goal to charge £45 for it, with no upgrade option for people of FIFA 19. And you can read this entire review if you so wish. I think it's a great review, and it goes through a lot of issues that you can find in this. I think it's a fantastic review. Without any major changes to the way you play the game, there just doesn't feel like there's anywhere near enough to warrant a full release. And they give it a 4 out of 10 because it literally is the same thing, even though as a football game, it's not that bad. I guess as a football game, it just is pointless for there to be another release of it. I still find it mad that they're charging people for the same thing, and at least we now know that on Xbox One and PS4, it's not like we're the only ones that's being screwed here. It's also people on the Nintendo Switch as well, and I find it kind of disgusting because I feel like on Nintendo Switch it's mostly kids that have that kind of console. Of course not everyone does, but I think like a majority is, from what I've gathered, and it just is disgusting to me personally, but we're not surprised, are we? In the background you're seeing comparisons of PS4 to Switch, which of course is not surprising because PS4 is a massive console with massive ways to show graphics. Of course the Switch is a small console on Nintendo, so of course graphics will be the same in any way, shape or form, but you can kind of see, you know, what's this going through here. So there you go, that is FIFA 20, but it's on Nintendo. It's the same thing as FIFA 19 and FIFA 18. I'm sure you're not surprised by this at all. So yeah, I'm just imagining like Epic or like, let's say Call of Duty, like charging their people like £40, £45 for a reskin of the same maps. It's literally the same thing. It's the same thing. Imagine the same gun, same game. It just looks different. Imagine that. That's the same thing of what we're doing here. But guess what? No one says anything because we all expect it, because EA can get themselves out of it by saying that it is just a reskin of squads and that. But yet they still charge full price. I find it insane. I know people think that I'm kind of, you know, rude to EA. But to be fair, can you blame me? Can you blame me when I see that people are just being robbed? I mean, I don't put any money in this game. I mean, look at this. I've got an account with 423k, and I've played no games. I've put no points on this account at all. And this is a team which I could make. I'm debating it. This is a small kind of team. It may cost me like 100k or something. But yeah, man. I ensure to you guys, please do not put any money in this game once you buy the game, which is already a lot as it is, because that's just how the prices of games are nowadays. Do not put any money in this game. I've made this amount of coins from like 3-4 days of trading by sniping and that, and from doing the SBCs. Do not put any money in this game, man. Please, I beg of you, because I don't want to keep on hearing people that's being robbed every week because they put £70 worth of FP on and they get Vizeh as the best player in the pack. Anyway, hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Vizeh. I'll see you next time.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light time